I'm Jed Woodhouse, IT Services Director. The real answer was I was aware that the project was happening and I was curious about it. I knew that there was demands being made of our technical people and our technical resources that was sort of outside of the normal envelope, and traditionally or typically what would happen is if it's outside of the envelope then people would say we don't normally do that kind of thing, so the answer is no. And that's not always the most appropriate answer, so I thought I need to find out more about this, so I got involved. I went along to one of the initial meetings, understood the problem and the situation a lot better, and got involved in it. I acted as a kind of internal champion for the project for IT services. I saw my role very much as being somebody who makes things happen. Because a lot of the things that have been talked about and some of the requests and the demands were not typical things that we provide, and therefore it'd be very easy to say no, we can't do this. Whereas I saw my role as being trying to bring the people together, make them understand what the requirements were, why we're trying to do that, and how we could facilitate that in a reasonable way. Challenges, from the basic, the fundamental point of view was communication. How do we facilitate communication between groups of people at the university, at another university, externally in terms of companies and people just being at home, and how do we get them to communicate, and how do we facilitate that? And they were quite difficult. Certainly one of the routes in terms of voice communication was Skype. And one of the things we agreed to do with that was to essentially create a dedicated wireless network for Skype, which worked reasonably okay, apart from if you also wanted to use, say you wanted to use Skype using your wireless laptop, and you want to go into the network as well, you had to switch between wireless networks, so it sort of worked but didn't. So one of the things then we did was say, right, okay, let's not have a dedicated wireless network with Skype on it, let's put Skype on our ordinary wireless network, and I think that worked a lot better. And to be honest, we are now on the brink of essentially putting Skype onto the wired network as well. Because it's quite interesting for us, we're at the beginning of the project, we talked to other universities, do they do Skype or do they not do Skype? And interestingly, Durham had taken exactly the opposite view of us. They allowed Skype on the wired network but not the wireless. So we thought, perhaps there's something for us to learn there. I think what went well was bringing together various parts of the university that wouldn't normally work together, because it was essentially initiative from the school, IT services, academic registry, so there was multiple groups working together to solve a problem that wouldn't typically have come together to solve problems in the past. There's still quite a bit of what's referred to as silo mentality. That is not my department, not my area, therefore not my problem, go away. But I think this project proved that if there's a common interest there and there's a problem needs solving, it has to. That requires multiple departments to work together, then it can happen. That's a difficult one because it was, certainly when it started, it was a unique thing. There wasn't any precedent for it. So it wasn't like we'll say, oh, we'll do plan B again because we just do this and do that. I think we've learned a lot of lessons from it. You know, if you're going to do this kind of thing, who do you talk to? At what level do you pitch it at? So with hindsight, you would probably go straight to all of the senior people involved in all the different areas and say, this is a project, this is our requirements, can you make it happen? I think Eric was basically feel his way around the university to say, who the hell do I talk to? But I don't think, without the hindsight, what would you do? And the same thing applies to the project and the technologies themselves. It could be arguable that we should have just gone straight for Skype, but we couldn't. We should have gone straight to WordPress, but it might not have existed in that form. So without the benefit of hindsight, I don't know how the project could have started any better than it did.